Oh my goodness. So today, it was a stressful day. I'm stopped for the evening, but let me fill you in on what went down today. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, the dogs got me up at 3 in the morning yesterday. And so I just started. I left at that time early in the morning. And, I'm looking and wanting to find my coffee, and I cannot find my coffee anywhere. So I'm driving and driving and finally come up on a Starbucks. Well, it's not my favorite. I went in, grabbed a coffee real quick, had a few sips of it, and all my sudden my stomach was saying, this is not staying in here. My body says, this needs to come out, and it needs to come out now. So I'm trying to pull over and use my toilet. Thank God, I made it. But yeah, right after that, I did find a Dutch Brothers, and then was okay. So I had to throw the other one away. I can't drink that anymore. So anyway, I'm going up 101 along the coast side. And it's really nice seeing the ocean and things. But what happened was, I'm driving and all of a sudden your maintenance light comes on, and I'm going, oh God, now what? And it's saying you need maintenance. And so it's saying you need maintenance because it's time for an oil change. And I'm going, really? And I'm looking and looking, and there's no place. I'm not finding a place oceanside at all. I found that the closest one, what they had, was going to be in, what is this called? Grants Pass, okay? So I have to go from 101, cut over to 5 to get to Grants Pass. Well, you're cutting over and you're going through this really mountainous area. And I start getting there, and I should be able to make it, just with an hour to spare before they close. Well, all of a sudden, everything stops, and we are sit there on hold, not moving for 2 hours. Yeah. They were cutting down trees by the side of the road. They were doing work, and so they had us backed up, couldn't move for 2 hours. So I'm just like, oh my God, it's already getting dark, okay? It's getting dark. I'm riding this road, and they close at 6, and it says I'll get there at 5:41 if I'm lucky. So I get there just before they are ready to close, and I get in there, and the guy opens my hood, and he looks, and he says, we serviced this car like 10,000 miles ago. And I'm going, what? How could that be? I just bought this in Arizona. And they go, no, Jiffy Lube. Because I took it to I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. But he says, they looked at it and they said, no, this is new. And they showed me the oil, and it was perfect. And he said, all of your fluids are good, and it was very clean. So obviously they had changed the oil at the dealership. But this didn't reset, so they reset it for me. But I'm stressing that, oh my God, am I low on oil? Is it bad? Is it, And so I'm spending all that time to go from the ocean side all the way over here. And I get here and it's already, 6 o'clock. It's already pitch black. And so now I'm here in Grants Pass and going, well, now what am I going to do? Where am I going to stay? And the dogs haven't eaten. I wasn't able to stop anywhere. I said, I know the dogs are hungry. They want to go out. They need to be walked. Oh, my God. So finally, they said, well, you could stay over by Walmart, people are over there all the time. Oh, okay. So I come over to Walmart and I go into the store and I bought them some puppy sweaters and I bought their cube steak. They were out of cube steaks, so they got to have some of their raw meat, their cube steak, and I had a little bit meat this much, and then that much of it goes to the dogs. So I had a little bit, to eat. But we're sitting here, and it was a day. It was a day. First I couldn't find coffee, and then, the light comes on, and I'm freaking out, not knowing, what's going on, if it's never been changed, what. And then after all of that, find out that, the dealership obviously had changed the oil because it was clean, and they said, no, it's full synthetic, so everything is good. So actually, I don't have to worry about it, although we don't really know when it was changed. But it's clean. They showed it to me. It was absolutely clean. So I'm good for the rest of the trip here. But it was one of those days. And you've got to be there, that they close at 6. And you're thinking your oil, it maybe hasn't been changed. I don't know, how well the guy that had this car took care of it or anything. So it was very stressful. And then you're sitting there at 1 hour, 2 hours. And you can't get out. You can't take the dogs out to walk. You can't go because you don't know when it's going to start, when the traffic's going to start. So you're sitting and sitting and sitting. An hour goes by, hour and a half goes by, going up on 2 hours before they finally move. And you're just, at that point, fried. So for whatever reason, the universe has me over on this side now rather than the ocean side. So I just count it as, I don't know what's going on, but for whatever reason, I should be over here rather than where I was. So, okay. And again, that's why you just don't make really hard and fast plans, because you never know what's going to come up and change in the midst of it, and you're going to have to make a different choice, go in a different direction. So anyway, I'm over here. It's Grants Pass. The puppies have eaten. They went out for a walk. They're both sacked out now, and I can take a breather and know that everything's fine. My oil is fine. My fluids are all fine. And I had something to eat finally. And the dogs had, they did have food back here. Don't get me wrong. They have their dry food back here that they can have any time. But, they love to have their raw meat, and every day they get some raw meat. So Yeah, they're all sacked out now in happy campers. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave that here. And yeah, I'm going to turn in pretty early because knowing these two, they will have me up again at 3:30 in the morning to go out for a walk. At least here there's there's a strip right over here that I can walk them. I don't feel so bad. They've got lights here, in the parking lot there are some lights versus where I was staying out there at those parks and the other places, and it's pitch black out there. So, I'd rather sleep in a place like this where you've got some lights or something than being out there. Now, if it was just me, there would be no problem because I'm not going to be getting up and wanting to go out at 3 a.m. But with these two, she's got weak kidneys, and she says, I need to go out. You best be letting her out. Getting up and getting her out so that she doesn't pee on your blanket. So anyway, that was my wonderful day today. Oh, Lord have mercy. So I'm a bit fried. I did stop along the way, though. We did go to one rest area, and I tried to lay down, but rest areas are not good because I go in there and go to lay down, and Mr. Mickey, ever on the alert, sees anybody coming in there, and he's yap, 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 yap. So how am I going to sleep with him barking in my ear? Finally, he stopped barking, and I got to sleep for about an hour, which helped. But, yeah, that doesn't work so well, going to regular stops like that. It's better if I just pull off the road somewhere, if there's a turnout somewhere that I can do, where there's nobody around, and then I can actually lay down and get a little sleep, versus at a rest stop where he sees people out there and he's going to, ever be on guard. Oh, Mr. Mickey Mick. So on that note, I'm going to leave that here because I am a bit fried today, and I'll see you on